You know, there comes a time in a bulldog's life when he gets the itch for a little excitement, a taste of the unpredictable. Sure, I love my life with Henry. He's a decent guy, 30-something, smells mostly like stale coffee and office carpet, but he's loyal and brings me treats. But this one night, when he slumped onto the couch for his post-dinner nap, I knew this was my chance. I had it all planned. A little wiggle, a nudge, and voila. The window cracked open just enough. You'd think Henry might notice a dog of my, rather stocky stature squeezing his way out, but my guy snores like a cement mixer. Within minutes, I was out, paws touching the cool Brooklyn street under a blanket of stars. Ah, Brooklyn at night. It's like every street is calling, "Frank, come sniff me." How could I resist? So there I was, tasting the air, a mix of pizza crust and mystery fumes. Adventure had officially begun. I strutted down the sidewalk, chest puffed out, glancing back just to make sure no one was watching the escape artist in action. Now, you might think I'd have regrets, but no. I felt alive. As alive as a bulldog can feel, anyway. With a little swagger in my step, I was off to explore what the night held in store. Brooklyn at night, I've learned, is like a theater of aromas, each scent a different act. First up was the garbage cans outside the Italian deli. Ah, pure heaven in an aluminum can. Leftover lasagna bits and what might have once been a meatball. I sniffed, thinking, who needs Henry's organic treats? Just as a gruff voice called from the shadows. "What you doing, chubby?" A sleek grey tabby, narrowing his eyes at me from atop a dumpster. Cats, always with the attitude. "Mind your own business, Whiskers," I shot back. "A bulldog's got to eat." He squinted at me like I'd committed a crime against dignity. "You don't belong out here, you know. Bet your human doesn't even know you're gone." Ouch. Right in the loyalty. But what did this alley cat know? He probably hadn't been hugged since kittenhood. "Yeah, well, maybe I'm on an important mission," I said, brushing him off with a side-eye. With a huff, he slinked back into the shadows, leaving me with the remains of lasagna, which I promptly devoured. Brooklyn has these little pockets of green, and that night I found one of them. Trees, benches, a couple of humans here and there. Not the wild Amazon, but hey, it felt like wilderness to me. I padded across the grass, feeling the earth under my paws, and caught sight of a squirrel. And not just any squirrel. A fat, taunting squirrel who knew he was out of my reach. "Come on down, fuzzball," I barked, trying to sound intimidating. He gave me a little tail flick, like a laugh. I jumped. He jumped higher. Figures. With a resigned sigh, I decided I'd save my energy for other pursuits. After all, this was my night to roam free, not to be outwitted by a squirrel. But still, I took a mental note. Revenge on squirrels. Someday. I trotted deeper into the park and noticed some dogs hanging out off-leash. They looked rough around the edges. Real street dogs, the kind who'd probably never had a kibble in their life. One of them, a wiry terrier with a missing tooth, approached me, sniffing with intense curiosity. "You don't smell like us," he observed. "Not from around here, are you?" Another one chimed in, a scruffy mutt with a scar over his eye. "Listen, I'm from the cushy side of town, but I'm here for the experience," I declared, trying to sound tough. They snickered, but in a friendly way. Turns out, street dogs aren't half bad once you get past the initial sniffing and squinting. We spent a good half hour swapping stories, mostly theirs about food scraps and sneaking onto the subway. Then, with a nod, they disappeared into the night, leaving me feeling a little more seasoned. What's a night out in Brooklyn without a pizza stop? I mean, I might be a dog, but I know where the real food's at. I ambled down to a pizza joint on Henry's walk-home route, peering through the glass doors like a kid in a candy store. I'd had the pleasure of a few crusts courtesy of Henry, but tonight, oh, tonight I wanted the real thing. Luck was on my side.